Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29, back again for some DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I'll be covering Justice League Unlimited, issue 4, along with Superman, issue 23, one done by Mark Waid and the other one by Joshua Williamson. So let's move into first things first, and this is, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? In some essence it does, and what you see with these, or some of the characters on the cover, we sort of don't see until towards the end of the story, to which I'm going to give the cover a 6.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as things begin with the Justice League Unlimited team, we catch up with Mr. Terrific, who is now who is meeting up with Alec Holland's daughter, or Swamp Thing's daughter, and she's been asked to join the heroes. She's a little bit unsure with the decision, and whilst this is occurring, we have quite a bit of devastation happening on the planet. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, and we find out what's happening with Aquaman, and also the Green that's playing a part within the sea. And last but not least, we get a bit of a connection as to what's happening with Inferno and their inside operative that's inside the Justice League Unlimited. So with the internal art, I give it a 6.5 out of 10, as I think it could have been done a little bit better, and maybe some of the situation, or some of the images might have been isolated better in regards to sort of bringing across what's happening in the story. Next is moving into the area of the story rating, which is made up of time, location, and cast. And if the writer decides to include even any comic book references that might be important to the story. So first is the area of time, to which we have now and 10 minutes earlier. Next is the location, to which we see a botanical garden. We also see the Watchtower, Egypt, and also a rainforest. They're just some of the locations the reader goes to. The cast of characters consisting of many of the members that make up the Justice League Unlimited. We of course had Mr. Terrific, we had the Inferno group, and their part to play in the story. We had, I think it's Tori Holland, which is Alec Holland's daughter, Wonder Woman, Constantine, of course Batman, and many of the other characters. For the overall story rating, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Superman, issue 23. So as we move into Superman, issue 3, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it sort of does, to which I give it an overall of 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the internal art, but also what's happening story-wise with the characters around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. And to which after that, the art rating will be given, and then followed by what's happening with the story rating. So as the story begins, we catch up with Supergirl, who is catching up with the Time Trapper, which is meant to be some evolved or advanced form of Doomsday, and he's looking to use her as a bit of a conduit of sorts to make something happen. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we catch up with once again with Clark Kent Superman, and also Lois Lane Superwoman. She doesn't have to be a superwoman. She was fine as she was before, and she doesn't need these powers. Just being blunt and honest about it. I don't care what the F is happening in this all-in crap, but this doesn't need to happen. And last but not least, as we move towards the end, as it looks like we will get a return of the character of, quite likely, of Zod. So for the internal art, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the story racing. So first things first, considering how far we are issue-wise, were we given any comic book references? The answer is no. Maybe Joshua Williamson doesn't want big good points that will raise the status in the story racing. Next is the area of time, to which we have addressed at the end of towards the end of the story, to which we see the end of time. So whatever that might, or how that will play a part with the next issue, I'm not too sure yet. Next is the location being Metropolis. We also have the cast of characters such as Jimmy Olsen. We had Silver Banshee, Doomsday Time Trapper, Lois Lane Superwoman, of course we had Supergirl, Radiant, Clark Kent Superman, and Zod. For the overall story rating, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.